For many solopreneurs, pricing is treated as a launch day checklist item. You set your rates, publish them, and let them set. Treating that figure as static is a form of strategic avoidance that creates a silent, ongoing drain on your business. This chart reveals a costly reality in current industry data. As your market value trends upward, keeping your rates flatlined puts you significantly behind. The vast majority of independent professionals are actively undercharging by a 20 to 40% gap. This triggers uncomfortable questions about self-worth and client retention, resulting in a persistent avoidance tax that eats into your margins. Right now, market demand for specialized expertise is climbing. When you offer specific, high-level skills, sticking to a static, outdated rate causes you to absorb the rising costs of doing business while delivering premium value at a discount. Avoiding your numbers creates a permanent, self-imposed tax that caps your revenue and strangles long-term growth. Reclaiming that revenue requires a specific intervention, a highly focused 30-minute pricing audit. You don't need a financial consultant, master complex spreadsheet modeling, or execute advanced calculus. You only need half an hour, your current offer list, and honesty. Sitting down to formally review your pricing pulls you out of the weeds of client work. It forces you to stop acting as a passive service provider and step into the role of a proactive business owner, directing your own market positioning. Managing your pricing as a living, adaptable strategy dictates whether your business barely survives the year or predictably scales. The first structural change is abandoning the habit of tracking your time and adopting outcome auditing instead. When you bill strictly by the hour, clients view your labor as an interchangeable commodity. When you bill for a tangible, transformative business result, the perceived value of your work skyrockets. Consider a standard website design project priced as a simple, flat-fee deliverable. You build the pages, launch the site, and collect a modest check for the time spent typing code. Now, look at the downstream effect. 2 weeks later, the professional design and optimized copy on that exact website helps your client secure a new $10,000 contract. To see the discrepancy, look at this scale. You have a tiny initial fee sitting opposite a massive long-term financial outcome for the client. That imbalance is your pricing gap. Finding this gap is a massive advantage. It means you already possess highly leverageable assets. You simply need to expand your fee to match the massive value you are actively delivering. Recalibrating that balance immediately is a strategic necessity. It is the only mathematical way to reclaim your time without sacrificing your income. Until you start pricing the outcome instead of the hour, you will be permanently locked into trading your maximum effort for a mere fraction of your true market worth. Your pricing structure operates as a narrative for your client. When your offers are disconnected from one another, that story ends abruptly the second you deliver the final project. That hard stop is the direct cause of unnecessary client churn. The buyer moves on because you gave them no obvious reason to stay. You eliminate that churn through upsell mapping. This architectural tool builds a bridge between your current project and the client's future needs. This offer ladder funnel illustrates the concept. A successful upsell is never a random add-on. It is a precise solution designed to solve the exact next problem the client will inevitably face after their initial purchase. For instance, a client who books a 1-hour strategy session gets immediate clarity, but their very next problem is execution. The logical next step is a 90-day implementation package to keep them accountable. Or, if you build a client a custom website, their immediate next problem is driving traffic to it. The clear, natural progression is an ongoing monthly SEO or content package. When the path forward is perfectly aligned with the client's momentum, offering the next service feels like a natural evolution of your partnership, rather than a forced sales pitch. Implementing this framework transitions your business model. You stop dealing with the constant stress of hunting for one-off projects and start operating a resilient system built on recurring revenue. True predictability comes from engineering a logical structure where one-time buyers naturally evolve into long-term repeat clients. We have to address why business owners avoid this process. The most common trap is the paralyzing fear that raising rates will immediately drive away current clients. Artificially low rates are a byproduct of internal psychological pressure. These figures are often entirely disconnected from the actual market reality. If a client immediately abandons your services over a carefully calibrated, justified rate increase, they were highly likely price shopping from day one. You lose the bottom tier to make room for clients who value your outcomes. The second major mistake happens during market research. Solopreneurs frequently benchmark their current rates against the wrong subset of industry peers. You cannot compare your seasoned rates to a beginner who is aggressively discounting to build a portfolio. You must strictly compare your numbers to established professionals who share your exact level of experience. Finally, many owners fall into the trap of updating the mathematical price of an offer while completely neglecting to update its packaging. Charging $500 for a vague block of consulting feels expensive to a buyer. Charging that exact same amount for a specific 90-day business clarity roadmap feels like a calculated investment. A mathematically perfect rate will fail to convert if the underlying psychology and packaging of the offer do not communicate authority. This tactical timeline outlines the specific zero-budget execution plan required to complete your audit in exactly 30 minutes. In minutes 1 through 5, execute Step 1. List every service you sell and explicitly flag any rate that has remained untouched for over 12 months. Those are your immediate priorities. Take 7 minutes to calibrate flagged rates against equivalent peers. This 2026 Solopreneur Benchmarks table gives a starting baseline. Look closely at the Experienced column. Specialized expertise always commands a premium over generalist work. In Step 3, spend minutes 13 through 20 assessing your actual delivered value. Pinpoint the specific, tangible wins your recent clients achieved to locate where your pricing gaps exist. Step 4 happens in minutes 21 through 28. Take your primary core offer and map the single most logical upsell for it, utilizing the exact next problem framework we discussed earlier. Finally, in your last 2 minutes, execute Step 5. Use this formula to write your one-sentence revenue seed. This definitively locks in the precise language for your new offer. In practice, it looks like this. After our website audit, I help small business owners increase their organic traffic through a targeted 90-day SEO package. You do not need a complex, sprawling marketing campaign when you have the clarity to communicate the exact next logical step with absolute precision. With the audit complete, you face the final hurdle, rolling out your new rates without shocking your current client ecosystem and causing friction. The safest approach is applying your newly adjusted rates exclusively to brand new clients first, while temporarily keeping your current roster at their old rates. This strategy creates a zero-risk split test. It allows you to validate market acceptance and prove the new pricing model works without risking a single dollar of your existing revenue. When you are ready to transition your existing clients, require a 30-day advance notice. Frame the conversation strictly around the specific, upgraded value you are now bringing to their business. To maintain this discipline, block out a recurring 30-minute calendar appointment every January and July. Treat it with the same respect as a paid client meeting. This biannual check-in acts like a snowball rolling downhill. Small, calculated adjustments to your rates gather mass, creating compounding financial momentum over a 12-month period. The math is clear. If you refuse to take ownership of your numbers today, exactly how much revenue are you willing to forfeit by the end of the year?